Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
Headline for you. Science confirms women need more sleep because their brains work harder.
Oh, there's so many different levels to this.
Isn't there? So according to sleep researchers, women's brains are more complex and multitask more frequently than men's, requiring an average 20 minutes extra sleep per night to recover. Except we're more likely to suffer from sleep deprivation because 47% of women report getting less than 7 hours per night, often due to stress, caregiving duties, hormonal changes and work-life imbalance. Let me ask you a question, Andrew Hayes.
Yes, please.
When you
Fire
go to
away.
sleep, right, you go to bed at night, what's your brain doing?
My
Is it just,
brain?
I'm so tired, no.
Wow.
Or are you thinking about all the things you have to do the next day? Or, you know, when you're in year 3 and you made a mistake in a spelling test and Mr. Bandit said to you, you will never make it in the maths world because you're an idiot.
Mr. Bandit, was your teacher Bluey's dad?
Grew up in Hobart, mate.
Right. No, I think I can pretty much turn my brain off, and I just,
Can you?
sometimes I have dreams about me sleeping.
What do you mean?
Like I'm watching myself sleep. It's pretty basic stuff. Are you trying to tell me, Jodes, that women's brains are much more complicated with much deeper and intrinsic thoughts than men's?
That is exactly
Brains?
because we use regions of the brain simultaneously, especially for problem solving and emotional regulation, and we process information up. What about this? Women's brains process information up to 5 times faster than men's in certain cognitive tasks. Can you believe that? Using less neural effort to complete complex decisions. No one's surprised about that.
Oh, geez, sorry. Just nodded off there for a second, Jodes. You were saying? Oh, 2 things, Jodes. A request came in from Will Goodings to play the song because he's a massive Jessie J fan. But also, he's a guru when it comes to all things smart and money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
SA budget.
So we have to pull in the big resources from Channel 7 and 5AA. Will Goodings, I was watching you on the news last night talk about the budget and I thought, oh, man, how's that man restraining himself? This is his
passion-based.
wheelhouse. This is his bread and butter.
Champing at the bit.
I know.
I burst into the studio this morning.
I know.
And for the Jessie J as well, obviously, Hazy.
Too bad.
You just my perfect morning.
All right, what I can glean from the budget as a simpleton is that it was all about law and order and it was all about also the state debt, which is huge.
Yeah, the state debt's huge and getting bigger. Zooming out a little bit, it's interesting because this is usually the goodies budget because it's the one that comes before the state election, which is in March next year.
Yes.
Here, no goodies. It was pretty lame when it came to stuff for people in the budget. There was a little bit for people on buses and commuters, students that get a 28-day Metro card. It drops from $28 to $10, which is pretty good.
Yes.
But that's your headliner. So there's not a lot in the way of cost of living.
Yeah.
Finally, you mentioned police. There's this weird little other thing about the budget this year. The Treasurer is also the police minister.
Oh.
Funny, the police got a really good deal. So
What a coincidence. That's crazy.
a real pat on the back for the police minister. He
What are
did
the
well
chances?
getting what he wanted in the budget this time around. Debt massive, $48.5 billion. That is particularly concerning. The state government will say, though, that's for 2 main reasons. Drought in the north, they had to dip into the credit card to pay for that. The other thing was Whyalla, which in the absence of taxpayers' money was a really potentially devastating situation there. So that's what they say. That's why there's just not a lot in it for us to talk about. But in housing, if you're in the market looking for a house, you probably have to wait 10 years, but there is money in there to build a heap more new houses as well.
So that's state debt, $6.72 million per day, which is approximately Will Gooding's salary.
Oh, my gosh. Are you prepared to not get paid for a few weeks there, Will?
The ultimate sacrifice, you think. Someone's got to do it, don't they?
You heard it here first. Will Goodings is going to bring South Australia back up to the top.
Where did you get that number from?
I don't
I need
know,
to
mate.
double check that one.
I don't
remember it looking like that.
Oh, that would have been in the advertising when they
I think
do
Antimo
Oh,
told
that's
us.
always right. You can negotiate for me, Antimo, if that's the case.
Oh, dear. All right. Thank you so much for breaking that down for us, Will Goodings. You can go back upstairs and be smart again.
All right.
Thanks. Let's talk about mums being pregnant, having babies and combining the workforce. All of the above, please. So I read a quote the other day and it was basically women these days are under more pressure than ever because we're expected to work like we don't have children but parent like we don't have to work.
That's hard.
I'm going to let that sink in.
Yeah.
Do you need me to say it slower?
Mentally, it's hard for me to embrace that. physically impossible.
Yes, and this has all come to light because Jacinda Ardern, who was the Prime Minister of New Zealand, can you remember in her 30s, what's more?
Yeah, she was a superwoman. She was the boss.
What were you doing in your 30s?
None of your business. I was thinking just not up there. Do you know what I mean, Joe?
So she sat down with Oprah. Incredibly, she was one of the few women in the world to ever give birth to a child while she was in the role of Prime Minister.
You know, I was at that time only the second leader in the world to give birth in office. And so I felt a certain amount of pressure to make sure that no one could question that it impaired my ability to do the job. Because what would that then say to anyone else? You know, another leader, another politician.
Prove that I can do this no matter what.
Yeah. So hide the morning sickness. Make it look like it is entirely possible to do all of those things. And with the right support, you can. But it does require support.
Wow.
That's heavy.
And it's I guess that is everyday women on steroids, isn't it? Everyday women trying to get shit done all the while getting pregnant, giving birth and being a mother and juggling all the balls. And then I saw also in my feed this incredible woman in the States who was pregnant. I think she was 2 days over her due date, and she was in doing the morning news, sitting on a news desk, delivering the morning bulletin when her waters broke, for goodness sake, and she pushed through. Have a listen.
We do have some breaking news this morning, literally. Olivia's water has broke.
That's
and
right.
she is anchoring the news now in active labor.
Early labor.
We've been
Let's
doing
not
the
get carried
contract.
away.
She's now, timing her
We'll
contractions.
see. I'm going to
and
pay
she's,
attention.
2 minutes apart?
No. Well, there was one, but it's been a few minutes since then, so we're still in good shape.
Oh, my very goodness. At my best, it's hard to get the words out, let alone when I'm trying to give birth at the same time.
That is unbelievable. And I don't know whether to applaud it or just go, oh, my God, we are expected to push on through everything. You're expected to run a country even though you're having a baby, and you're expected to deliver the news, for goodness sake, when your water's all over the floor.
Ladies, push on and push out.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jodie and Hayesy.
First off, can we talk about cricket enthusiast Donald Trump?
Your people cheer on some of the world's greatest cricket players, from Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli.
Hook it up to my veins, Joe.
Nearly 3 years you've been playing that audio now.
gosh.
You can't get enough of it, can you?
That sweet, sweet nectar.
Okay. Can I get on with the story now?
Yes, please.
All right. So is there a better feud than two people who used to be besties, so they know all of each other's secrets?
Oh, yeah.
And then they have a fight, and then publicly they're like, oh, well, here's his dirty laundry and here's his dirty laundry.
And he gets super catty.
Yeah. So it has between billionaire Elon Musk and President Trump. So basically Musk has taken to Twitter, or X now, which is obviously the social platform that he owns, and he wrote, Trump is in the Epstein files.
That's bad.
And we all know what Jeffrey Epstein got up to, didn't we, without spelling it out? And he said that is the real reason they have not been made public. So Epstein has passed away, but they still won't make the files public, that went the court documents.
Yeah.
And then minutes later, he followed up with, mark this post for the future, the truth will come out.
Oh.
Wowee.
That's a lot, isn't it?
And so now there are obviously calls for Trump, who was elected back in November. He said, I've got no problem releasing files relating to Epstein. And everyone's like, well, do it then.
Do it then, mate.
Do it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, go on, I dare you.
Sachin.
But other power people who've been associated with Epstein include Prince Andrew and, of course, former President Clinton as well. So maybe add Donald J. Trump's name to that list.
Watch this space. If anything, it's a great way to plug your own social media company.
Well, that's true.
Well done to Elon Musk.
That's true. Cynical of you, but true.
All right, let's talk about Meghan Markle.
She a baby mama. She gon' do that baby.
She's gone viral.
Wow.
She gon' put it on.
Has. Can we just listen to this a bit longer?
It's good tune, isn't it?
It's the you twerk.
I don't twerk. These hips way too jerky, so they're not fluid enough.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have posted a twerking hospital video to celebrate their daughter Lilibet's 4th birthday. But here's the thing. Talk about conspiracy theories. Everyone's coming out going, that's not real. And she's wearing a moon bump.
A moon bump?
Yeah.
What's a moon bump?
A moon bump. I'm so glad you asked because I had to Google it. It's a fake pregnant belly. A silicone pregnant belly, if you will. There's a whole website where you can purchase a moon bump if you want to.
Why would you need a fake one, though?
Don't know, mate.
If you're in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or if you're
It's a niche market, though, isn't it?
If you're on TV.
Moon bump companies.
Yeah, if you're in the theatre. But apart from that, no real reason to pretend you're pregnant.
Are you suggesting, Jodes, that some people out there think this is disingenuous and she's doing it for clout?
For attention.
No. Meghan Markle?
I don't know.
Wanting attention?
People,
surely not.
People are saying that her bump is too high or it's in the wrong shape to be real, and to dance that way at 9 months pregnant means she was either superhuman or not pregnant at all. Come on.
Oh, my
Come
gosh.
on,
Remember she had, when we spoke about it last week, her and her friend in the podcast had the most obnoxious conversation of all time.
Yet.
When they were listing off all these things that they hadn't done, and they finished it with this.
Yet.
Oh, yet. So what, are we 24 hours after this Meghan Markle video? Mm-hmm. And she's sitting with Prince Harry going, do people like me yet? It seems like they don't like me. And then the response. Yet. It's ongoing, okay?
I don't know.
It is ongoing.
I sort of, it makes me feel uncomfortable how people are laying into it. I don't like it. I don't like women turning on other women. It's awful. But at the same time, she makes it really hard to like her sometimes.
Yes.
It almost feels like she's so carefully curating her life to be likeable that it makes it unlikable.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with what you're saying. Jodie Hayesy doesn't hate Meghan Markle. Yet.
From the same year. They can select their song as it plays, but if they let it go, that song is gone. Now let's get into the bangers that are ready to battle. Back to you, Jodie and Hayesy.
Good on you, producer Molly. Appreciate that. So it is 8 apiece in this beautiful little battle that we call Battle of the Bangers, where you get the chance to choose some music.
Nice and tight, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, why are you looking at me like that? You're so aggressive. Just calm down. It's fun. We're having fun.
Well, don't be so sensitive in this
space. Take it so personally.
All right. Okay. Random generator. Tell us what year we're doing this year.
2008.
Good year.
Okay. Good year for tunes?
Solid.
All right. So here's the deal. 6 songs. First one in. Best dressed. You don't even have to be dressed. You ready to go, Jodes? Here's the first one. What do we got? Oh, this takes me back to 2008 in terms of the lyrics. Am I right?
Did you just start pulling your shirt up and rubbing your stomach then? That was weird.
I'm trying to get in the theme, Jodes.
Okay, mate. Well, don't be a creep is all I would say.
No, well, too late. It's no for me.
No, it's not me.
Asher classic. All right, next one.
Solid.
Yeah. It's probably a no for me as well.
Give me a second.
Do you like it? It's good.
Oh, I'm going to take it.
Oh, Jodie's in.
Wow.
All right, so that is Rihanna, Disturbia.
Yep.
Cool. Jodie, you have selected now. I've got 4 songs to choose from.
Oh.
Next one. Hayes's in.
This is the closest I've ever come to swearing.
This is like if you still had MySpace, this would be your theme song,
this is
right?
my funeral song, for goodness sake. Far out.
So we've got Flow Rider, Low.
Yep.
Versus Rihanna, Disturbia. Okay.
Okay, what was left?
2 very different songs. Very different songs. All right, Jess, you ready?
Yep.
This is what I probably could have gone with.
Pictures of you.
Good song. Wouldn't have won.
Yep.
Not even sure he sings it. Who have we got?
It's The Last Good Night.
Never heard of that. It was the last good night for them too, because they went on to do not much else.
Last time they were relevant. All right, here we go. Good one, isn't it? Madonna and JT. Damn it. And the last one. Okay. I'm happy with my selection, and I think you're happy with my selection. But just to recap, so I went with this, and And you, Jodie, my friend, went with this. Initial thoughts and feelings.
Song. It's just not my all-time favourite. Did you choose that to hurt my soul?
A little bit, yes.
Well done.
Is your soul hurt?
Yep.
Okay, good stuff. At Jodie and Hayesy, please get voting right now.
Let's get ready to roll. Round one. Ladies and gentlemen,
Battle of the Bangers.
It is currently 8 apiece. What a beautiful little contest this is.
Oh, it's a beautiful contest because you were leading and you know you were leading.
What? What do you mean?
No, as in this week.
This week, am I?
Yeah.
That's nice. I actually haven't even voted yet.
Oh, you didn't vote yourself?
I haven't voted. It's probably the first time ever I haven't voted for myself. Do you, just to take a little trip down memory lane, do you remember there was one time where I won by a single vote and then you revealed that you and your husband forgot to vote that week?
Yes.
That was very devastating for you.
It was extremely devastating. So I think I'm in a bit of trouble because you have chosen my favourite song of all time. In fact, it's my funeral song. As the coffin's going down, this is what I want to be played.
100%. So this week's selections from 2008, so I went with Jodie's go-to. There she is. Getting lower down in the casket.
Here we go. Ready?
Oh, she hit the floor. Lower it down, please.
Here she goes.
Here's the casket.
No.
So that's my song. This is a song that you got. It's a good tune, Jodes.
It's a good tune.
But is it good enough?
I don't know.
That is the question. All right.
All right, producer Molly.
Here we go.
Hayesy, you didn't need to vote because you won 69%.
Oh, okay.
Very apt figure for that song too, isn't it?
100%. Makes sense. Makes sense. Feels like it was written in the stars. To take us to 9-8. It's a tight contest though, isn't it, Jodes?
Yeah.
This week's winning song for Battle of the Bangers is Flo Rida and T-Pain. What a combination too, by the way. Low on Nova 919. You like this, though, Jodes?
I do. Get around it.
Jodes, dreams can be very, very confusing.
They can be, but scientists, have a think about this, have developed a headset that can record and replay your dreams.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Have a think about that, folks. Would you want to see your dreams back in real time?
Yeah, because sometimes you wake up and you're like, I'm a bit embarrassed by that dream.
So it uses AI and brain imaging. The device decodes brain activity during sleep to reconstruct dream visuals. So it's still in the very early stages at the moment, but it opens up that fascinating possibility for neuroscience and dream research.
Yeah, right.
Do you have a recurring dream that you have, Dal?
Yes, so I've spoken to you about this a couple of times. So I always have this dream that I'm in a really important running race, and all of a sudden I'm like, here we go. Oh, I can't run. Or I struggle at running.
Right.
It's like something's holding me back.
So how important? Are we talking New York Marathon? Are we talking the 100 metres at the Olympics?
I just know that whatever it is, there's a crowd there.
Right.
And it's an important running race.
Okay.
And then you're like, here we go. I'm feeling good. And you're like, oh my gosh, my legs don't work properly.
Wow.
What's happening? Why am I so restricted?
Yeah, and you have told me about this off air, and I thought, you know what? We need to decode this. Just, this isn't in play yet. The replay dreams yet. The decoding video isn't in service just yet. But you know what it is? ChatGPT.
Oh, ChatGPT's got an answer for everything.
So
my God.
I thought I'd punch it in and find out exactly what your I can't run in my dreams means. You ready for this?
Dreams where you're unable to run properly during a race often symbolize feelings of anxiety, self-doubt, or a sense of underperforming in your waking life.
Oh.
It's about a fear of failure or inadequacy and about not living up to expectations. On this occasion, Hayesy, your dream is your reality. You are useless at most tasks and everyone around you feels disappointed.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ChatGPT, teaming up with Jodie on that one.
Oh, dear. That's not great, is it?
Okay, well, this is interesting. What's your standard dream that you're a little bit confused about then?
Well, I have this dream probably, I reckon, once, maybe twice a week, and I don't understand it. But every single time I'm in different situations or different states and I'm trying to get to the airport to catch a plane to get home because I have something important that I have to do.
Okay.
So it's basically missing planes.
Righto. Well, let's punch that into ChatGPT, see what the great man comes up with.
Jodie, dreams about missing flights can be unsettling. Represent stress and overwhelm or unprepared. They might arise during periods of high stress, tight deadlines, or significant life changes.
Oh, my very goodness. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm all right. Normally 6 till 9 that happens. But anyway, periods of high stress.
That's crazy that you would mention 6 to 9. ChatGPT, is there a way that we can make sure that Jodie would avoid feeling unprepared and having these dreams in the future?
Jodie, perhaps you would stop having these dreams if you were more organized. You can start by turning up to work on time and maybe try to f***ing listen during meetings.
Whoa. Aggressive but fair from ChatGPT.
It's spot on.
Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays. Da, 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 da. Fitzy Fridays.
Ah, Jodes, you know me, and you know that I can't get out of bed on the morning on a Friday unless we chat to the great man Ryan Fitzy Fitzgerald.
So true. Me either. None of us can. Adelaide can't.
No?
Good morning, Fitzy.
Welcome. Happy Friday, going into a long weekend. Very exciting.
Oh, I tell you what's exciting. What about tonight then? Adelaide Crows taking on Brisbane Lions. Biggest test of the year.
Yeah, I'll be there. I thought I was going to be on the half-forward flank. Didn't get picked. Nixie's left me out. But I will be there tonight. Freezing cold, though, isn't it? Like the weather's...
Yeah.
This is horrible. But this is what it's all about. We've got to win these games.
Yeah. What are you going to do, Fitzy, when you're going to be out there battling all the elements?
Yeah, out in the western stand.
I used to love... Well, when I went to the Crows, I used to love doing the warm-up with the team out in the oval, and then that amazing moment that you get when everyone goes to their positions and I have to jump on the exercise bike on the bench to keep myself warm.
Good luck, boys. Good luck.
And then three quarters later, hey, get easy. I'm still here, mate.
Fitzy, all week we've been talking about mobile phones and how they are as addictive as both alcohol and cigarettes. And, you know, you shouldn't be on them when your kids are doing activities in front of you, but my God, it's tempting.
Very tempting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I find myself half an hour in scrolling and then you get so down on yourself.
Yep.
I actually, how's this? When I was at South Adelaide, my AFL career was over. I went back to South Adelaide. I was recovering from a knee reconstruction. I was about 5-6 weeks away from playing again, and I had an interview. I had to go in and see the coach, Robert Pyman, down at the Panthers, right? And I was sitting out, I remember I was in the car park in my car and I looked at the time and it was like 4:58. I had a meeting with him at 5 before training that night, and I think we were just talking about my plan, the plan of coming back into the forward line and all this kind of stuff. Sitting there, and I'm not joking, at 4:59, 1 minute before I was supposed to go in for this meeting, I get a phone call on my phone and it was Endemol production company saying to me, we're just ringing to inform you that we would like you to go into the Big Brother house. Oh. And my heart skipped a beat and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't expect this because I hadn't heard from them for about a month, so I didn't think I was in.
Yeah, right.
So I'm sitting in the car and then they had to run through all the details.
Oh, no.
of what I had to do and who I could bring up to the Gold Coast with me. I was on the phone for 25 minutes and looked at the time and I missed out on the meeting with Robert Pyman. He then had training at 5:30. So 5 o'clock was my meeting. Training was at 5:30. The look that I got from him for missing out on the meeting and let alone training, and then I had to go in and I had to tell him that I was giving up football to go and pursue some stupid reality show.
Oh, do you know what, Fitzy? I bet you regret it as well. You shouldn't have taken that call and you should have pursued your career at South Adelaide, mate. What are you doing?
You know what? I still wanted to keep getting injured and put my body through hell. I should have continued with my footy career.
Yeah, and that Big Brother thing didn't lead to anything else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What a waste
No
of time.
one was watching it. No one was watching it. It was stupid.
I'm wearing an MLS T-shirt right now.
You've been our ambassador for years. You're the biggest loser going around.
Chicks love it, bro.
So true. Oh, well. Yeah. Phone call worth taking.
This would be a great phoner for you guys. You should get people to see what they have missed out on whilst being on a phone call. I'd love to know if someone's missed out on the birth of their child because they were on a work call or something. Yeah. That hasn't happened to me, but I missed out on the conception of my child, unfortunately, because I was on the phone.
The great irony was it was a 1-800 number.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my wife told me. You weren't even there for it. You were on the phone to work. I completely missed out.
How is young Pablo, by the way?
Oh, Bitsy. All right. Thanks
classic.
so much for your time and all the best tonight for you, Crowie. Just try and keep it together at the ground.
I will.
Go, just try.
I will.
All
Go,
right.
Crom.
Our boy Ryan Fitzgerald made some interesting points a few minutes ago in regards to mobile phone use.
Well, we've been talking about this all week and how addictive your mobile phones can be. In fact, study has shown that they are as addictive as both nicotine, so smoking, and also alcohol.
Yeah.
It's wired to trigger off the same sort of dopamine hit that you get from those other two things.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
100%.
And we've just had discussions about how sometimes when you're at your kids' activities, it's very tempting to jump on your phone even though you know you shouldn't.
100%.
Your kids swimming, for example.
Yes. I don't want to miss them potentially drowning.
No,
that's probably the big thing as well.
That is a big thing.
In the learning stages. Fitzy, you missed a very, very important meeting at South Adelaide because he was getting a phone call about Big Brother.
About the Big Brother house.
So, good reason to be on the phone, but still.
Yep. The lure of the phone is a real thing. And I remember once being at a dance competition for my 12-year-old Summer, and they're long.
Yeah.
Any dance mum will tell you. They're not short.
They drag on. And look, you can be forgiven for thinking, gee, you know, I'm a little bit interested as to what's happening on Instagram right now.
Yeah. Well,
Just have a little look.
For me in the audience, it wasn't so much Instagram, but I remember vividly that the Adelaide 36ers were in the final game of their series in the NBL finals.
Oh, against Melbourne United.
Yes, and I might or may not have had the phone in my lap watching game 3 or whatever it was, game 5, can't remember. Anywho, afterwards she said, "Oh, Mum, did you see my contemporary?" And I was like, yes, I did, darling. You did very well. And she said, "I fell out of my arabesque." And I went, uh-huh.
Oh.
I know. I did.
It's the arabesque.
I did pick up when you didn't quite know that manoeuvre.
She was like, yes. You go, yes. I do remember Jerome Randall missing that shot. Yes, the arabesque. Yeah.
Can happen. 13, 24, 10. What did you miss because you were on your phone? Let's do this.
They're wild little distraction devices, aren't they?
I know, they're horrendous.
Give us a call, up for grabs, best caller. We've got some Thunderbirds tickets to see the girls take on the Giants. 13, 24, 10. What did you miss because you were on your phone? I think we're all guilty of it at some stage in our lives.